Hey, vegan cyclist. So I was approached by a vegan athlete blog, and they said, hey, do you kind of want to do a little profile? And they sent me over some questions to answer about vegan sports, being a vegan athlete, that sort of thing. And so instead of just typing out the answers and sending it over to their blog, I'm going to make a little video. So here's a series of questions about my vegan lifestyle and how I use it in athletic sports. How long have you been vegan? 3 years, and I love it. I don't ever think I'm gonna go back. What made you decide to become vegan? Honestly, it's a very long 10-year journey into health, just seeking the best way to live, the best way to perform in athletic sports, and sort of just came across a few YouTube videos, and then I got some chickens for eggs. So I had baby chicks in my hands, and that connection with baby chicks and what I eat, I don't know, sort of flipped a switch. Went from like health conscious meat eater to vegan in an hour. What differences have you noticed with your training or lifestyle? And here's the thing that I get a lot is where people say, you know, you'd be stronger if you eat meat. You should eat meat, you'd be better on the bike. But I ate meat for 27 years of my life. So I definitely have something in context to understand what it was like eating meat versus being vegan. But honestly, the changes are really hard to notice because they come on pretty slow, and then you just accept that that is life. It's sort of gross, but bowel movements, pooping, that sort of thing, you know, when you eat meat or you're just unhealthy in general, I mean, that's an issue, which is something you just accept to be okay. But when you go plant-based, I don't know. I mean, there's no ailments. I have no ailments whatsoever. So what differences? Everything, I guess. I'm not sure. I can't really remember what it was like when I ate meat. Tell us about your chosen sport and training. What does it involve? Cycling. Duh, the vegan cyclist. I also have done jiu-jitsu and motocross, but all that was when I was a meat eater. So the only real sport that I've done as a vegan is cycling. How often do you train? Anywhere from 4 hours a week, which would be a really small week, up to 15 hours in a week, depending on training and racing and just life. So on average, 8 hours a week. Tell us about some of your achievements to date. Haven't been many. I'm a Cat 2 road racer in NCNCA, which is Northern California, and it's one of the most highly contested race organizations in the world. I mean, we have some stacked competition here. So I would say one of the just awesome achievements is to reach that level and race with these guys. But I haven't won any world championships. I haven't won any huge races. I don't know. It's just, I'm not that amazing of an athlete. Just, I feel that with my nutrition and with my lifestyle, I'm able to compete at a level that I probably shouldn't really ever have achieved or gotten to. I hope to make some more achievements in the future, though. How do family and friends react to your vegan lifestyle? Not really that great. I have sort of a video here talking a little bit about that. But so the reaction that you get is usually, no matter how you are bringing it up, it's making someone else feel bad. So they get defensive. And food, for most people, is something beyond just what you eat. It is a total lifestyle in and itself. Thanksgiving is beyond food. In America, it is something where you sit down and you have this shared experience with your entire family. When you're not partaking in that, it sort of seems like you're saying, I'm better than you, or something of that sort. So the reaction to when you say you've gone vegan is very negative for the most part, until someone maybe starts to understand why you're doing it, or that, you know, you're having benefits. And honestly, even if I don't say anything, just my presence makes people feel uncomfortable, because when they slice into a steak, they no longer have the shared experience of, man, look how awesome this steak is, and I grilled it just perfectly, and you're bonding on this thing. And it's with anything. It'd be me as a cyclist rolling up to a group of, you know, Harley riders and trying to have a common ground. Yeah, we both are on bikes, technically, but there's just nothing really to talk about. There's no shared experience. I wish it was different. I try my best to not let that come in between relationships, but it does. How do you promote your vegan lifestyle? I try to promote it through action. Just show that I'm happy and I'm healthy and I'm able to compete at a high level. for cycling, that you can definitely do it on, a small budget, and your family, me, my wife, my son, all can be plant-based together and have a good time. I'm not an activist on it, as you know. If anyone has any questions, I'm definitely open to talking about it, but I've really tried to shut down the shaming, right? Or telling people what they probably already know and don't really want to hear. Just let my actions speak for themselves. What do you eat in a typical day? Here's a video of basically a week in my life, but it changes all the time. Typically, I'm going to do fruit in the morning, rice in the afternoon, and potatoes and broccoli and veggies in the evening, in some sort of fashion. I have recently, though, been on a big potato and avocado kick in the morning, along with some super, smoothie. And I don't know, I know there's a big controversy around fat and that sort of thing, but I eat like an avocado a day. I really like it. And I really like eating it with potatoes. I feel phenomenal. My body fat percentage is super low. So, I don't know. I'm really into avocados and potatoes, broccoli, rice, all sorts of veggies, a ton of fruit, just whatever. Just eat, and I don't worry about how much, I just eat until I'm full. Also pistachios. Love pistachios. What is your favorite food or recipe? Potatoes. Freaking love potatoes. So potatoes in any sort of fashion. I like to mash them and then take the mashed potatoes and make a patty out of it and then put it in a burger. What? Mushroom burgers, anything that's burgers, tacos. I don't have a favorite, I guess. It's just all so delicious. I have a few videos here that you can check out some of the recipes and other cooking things that I do. Do you take any supplements? I do take B12. So for the first 2.5 years of being vegan, I didn't notice any difference. If I took B12 or I didn't take B12, there was no difference. I couldn't tell. But when I started to hit into that 3rd year being vegan, I could definitely tell the difference when I have B12 and I don't take it. So I take 2 little tablets under the tongue in the morning. I'm not super strict about it, but I can tell a difference. So B12, that would be it. What advice would you give to people thinking of going vegan? I've said this a million times, it's just education. Educate yourself and plant the seed in your mind. Planting a seed will grow organically. I can give you a handful of strawberries and you could put them in your garden, but nothing's gonna come of that. It's not gonna grow. But if I give you strawberry seeds and you plant them on your own, there's sort of this, you understand where you're coming from, and that decision is then your own. So to say, well, I think you should do this, this, and this, that might not be the right path for an up-and-coming vegan. And I've said it again before, maybe not even be fully vegan. 90% vegan, 80% vegan, anything. Do something, but do it on your terms. And so I would say the first tip is to get educated. Find out why you would want to be vegan. Find out the health benefits. Find out really what the impact is and what the pro argument for vegan actually is. Once you understand that, maybe give it a little bit of a try. And with that knowledge and that information, that will help water that seed. And potentially you'll have a forest in no time. What events or other exciting things do you have planned for the next 12 months? I'm gonna probably go to Hawaii, maybe. Again, I don't know. Dude, I live in paradise, and so my family is amazing, my life is amazing. Every day is an exciting event. And that sounds cheesy, it's truth. What do you do outside of your sport training for fun? Honestly, making videos is a ton of fun. I like doing that. But riding bikes with my son, that's a ton of fun. We hike, watch Netflix, Game of Thrones, I don't know. We go to the lake, we live at the lake. Dude, every day of my life is just in a blissful happiness of fun. Who are your biggest motivators in life? So I wouldn't say that I have a hero or someone that I look up to specifically. I really try to take in information all across the board from everyone. I'm a big fan of podcasts, so Radiolab, Hardcore History, Joe Rogan. I mean, just getting as many different viewpoints as possible so that I don't live inside an echo chamber. If I only hear pro-vegan standpoints in my life, then that's a confirmation bias, and I'm only going to then, I have nothing challenging my ideas. And there's a really cool quote that says something along the lines of, when you find yourself in the majority, it's time to rethink your position. And so I really often try to just broaden my horizon, and even if it's something that I give zero care about, just letting that information in my life. Sometimes it's trash, sometimes you find little pearls. But honestly, probably one of the biggest single motivators is my son. Obviously, as a parent, I want to stick around in his life. I want to be a part of his life. I want to show him how to be a man and how to live his life the best way possible. Good afternoon, this is Tyler. The question's in with, is there anything else you'd like to add? And I guess this is the big thing. Why aren't you eating more plants? Why are you eating the tri-tip? These questions, I think that if you just ask yourself, why am I doing something? And you honestly try to answer yourself, sometimes that might put you in an uncomfortable situation where you're not really able to answer it 100%, or that you're not really happy with your answer. It's just sort of, well, I don't know, I just always have been, or my parents did, or I don't know, I just do. And so if you're against that plant-based lifestyle, have you ever tried it? If you haven't, it's not hard to try it. I know that you can assume, well, if I don't have bacon, my life's horrible. Like, I get that, right? But it's honestly not that way. And good habits build good habits. So as soon as you do one good thing in your life, and that may be taking out milk and doing almond milk or coconut milk or whatever, you then start to maybe go, well, I feel a little bit better. And what things can I now do to make myself even better? And you just sort of get this ball rolling. I think we all, at one point in our life, realize that we're at a certain location and want to be at another location in health or finance or fitness or whatever it may be. And sometimes we just sort of put it on autopilot and we say, we'll tackle those things later. But your health is the most important thing ever. No matter how much money you get, if you have bad health, you can't spend it. No matter how strong you are, no matter what you do on the bike or whatever, your overall health, mental health, physical health, internal health, gut health, all these things play a huge role. And honestly, like, going full raw vegan might hinder your mental health. Like, if it's just so hard for you to get on board with that, it's not gonna be sustainable. But try to make some changes. Move the ball in the healthy direction, no matter what those are. I hope these questions were cool. I had fun answering them. Check out the full blog here. As always, guys, vegan cyclist. Yeah!